You guys can hear me? All right. Well, that was a strange game. Uh, First half, a lot of points scored, both teams. I thought we really, you know, we made a lot of defensive mistakes, I thought, in the first half. And we talked about what we needed to do at halftime. And then we came out and we couldn't score the ball. And we got stagnant. They did a good job. They went to a small lineup that really stalled us out, and we need to continue to work on. When teams are doing that, that ball's got to move. Switching is put in there to stall a team out if you turn it into a one-on-one game. So we got to get better at that, at moving the ball and executing if teams are going to do that to us. I think they scored 38 in the second half, and we scored 30 in the second half. So very strange game, but give them credit. They didn't have the best player, and they stepped up, which teams do. We talk about it. When you get an all-star out, the other guys step up, and they did a really nice job of competing and really defending in that second half. So we got to be better, and we will be.
Sean Cunningham.
Hey, Luke, when you see the ball stagnating the way it was, as you mentioned, how difficult is it to change it in a timeout or in a quarter or something like that? Mid-game is, I guess, what I'm asking.
Yeah, we talk about it, but it's so natural when teams are switching to think, okay, look, we have a mismatch here, or we have a mismatch, and not just us, every team. That's why it's an effective defense when you get good at it. It's something that we'll have to make sure that when we practice tomorrow, we spend some extra time drilling that in case Golden State goes to that. But it's just a general concept and idea of not just, if their teams are doing that, you got to cut even harder. You got to move the ball, quick decisions, and then it creates your own advantages. But we just have to get more. We got to get more of those.
James Ham.
Hey, Luke, I know you're not a social media guy, but in the middle of this game, you had one of your players' parents calling for the team to trade him mid-game. And I'm just wondering, how do you keep that noise out of your locker room and out of sort of your field of view and with this team?
Well, my message is always the same. We don't listen to any of that. It's us within these walls, us within this locker room, and we're in this together. So, like I always say, good or bad, whatever people are saying, we got to do everything we can not to let that affect what we're trying to get done here.
Jason Jones.
Hey, Luke. Looked like with some of that stagnation. For the first 5 games, Tyrese has been able to help you a lot with that, with his energy and just kind of the way he understands when he gets into a game what he has to do. How much did you just miss having that second playmaker initiator for those moments where the offense was stalling?
Yeah, I definitely think it showed itself tonight, right? Like when things were going well, we were moving, we were okay in the first half and whatnot. But when that defense really picked up in the second, and they started taking away what our primary actions were, those are times so far in this early season that Tyrese has done a nice job of breaking free, getting to the rim, creating. Not having that definitely played a part of it tonight, but we can't use that as an excuse. Like we got to step up and still get that same type of job done, no matter who's out there on the court.
Matt George.
Luke, Fox continued to get downhill and get to the basket in that second half, but it looked like 3 or 4 Rockets were crashing on every possession and the outside shot wasn't falling. When that 3-point shot is not there, what can the team do to help Fox out and give him more space to work?
Well, I agree, Matt. I thought he did a really nice job of staying in attack mode tonight. Part of that, he got to the free throw line 10 times, which we love. We only had 11 assists tonight as a team, which is awful. That's not who we are as a group. and some of that came from missing shots when we had our open looks, but some of that came from not continuing to make that extra pass as well. And we just we have to continue to look to attack and make plays for others. And there's gonna be nights for sure where your shot's not going. That doesn't mean you're gonna change up what you're trying to do. Right, all year long we've been talking about trying to attack the paint first, get to the foul line. If defenses collapse, now we're kicking out for threes. So we just we got to continue to get better at recognizing what the best option is on each possession.
Sean Cunningham with a follow-up.
Yeah, Luke, just with considering the way that second half went, was there any silver lining in the way you guys competed? I mean, I personally thought it was going to be a bigger deficit than the one you were facing so late in that fourth.
No, listen, that's one of the things I've been praising our group about all season is, we didn't lose tonight because we didn't compete hard. Like, those guys are out there playing their tails off. We just, we got stuck in a rut. We couldn't, the shots, when we did get open looks, they weren't going in. When we were trying to execute plays, they were jumping and getting aggressive with us and taking away the first options. They did all that switching with the small group, and we weren't able to create any 2-on-1 situations to create for others. So they did, Houston did a lot of good things, and we were having a bad second half. But I didn't question our compete level at all. I thought it was very high. Again, I don't think our guys, came and laid down at all.
All right, we have time for just a few more. Jason Anderson.
Hey, Luke, you've talked and some of the teammates have also talked about Marvin, how much he's learning and growing, kind of in a period of growth for him right now. How is he picking things up on the offensive end and the defensive end? And how much how far does he have to go in those areas?
Oh yeah, he's made some nice progress in this short season so far. A lot of it is, will continue to come with as far as how far he has to go. I mean, everyone's got a long way to go still. That's the great thing. One of the great things about basketball is even the best can still get better. So, we know that he's got a very bright future, and we're going to continue to be patient, continue to teach, continue to work with him on all that stuff. But he's doing a nice job.
Am I muted or can I ask a follow-up?
No, yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. As far as his understanding of principles and things you're doing at each end of the floor, how would you assess where he's at in that regard?
Well, I'd say this: he's been great as far as actively learning, actively searching out to become better and get a better understanding of some of these type of things. So there's mistakes happening for sure, but as long as the players, is trying and willing to do the things we're asking, you live with those mistakes with young players. It's the way that our league is, and the best teacher is going to be experience. So the more he goes through things, the more he'll pick them up, and like I said, he's got a bright future ahead of him.
All right, the last two questions, please. Jason Jones.
Hey, Luke. 6 games in, you're 3-3, and I think if there are a lot of people on the outside would say that's a good start for a team in your situation. Just when you talk about outside noise and keeping it out, what do you do to kind of keep the focus within the group and say, you know what? Yeah, we had a couple of tough games in Houston, but this is still you're still 3-3, and this is not like last season when you started off 0-5 and weren't really competitive.
Yeah, I mean, the guys should feel they should feel bad about the loss, just like I do. Losing is painful. It should, be motivational to come out and play even harder the next night. But they should also feel very good about the way they're playing as a group as a whole. This West, it's 6 games. I know Harden didn't play tonight, but that's still obviously that's still a good team. And we played Houston twice, Denver twice, and Phoenix. We're the only team who's beat them. who's playing at a very high level. And we're 3-3 in that. Our guys should feel very good about the work that they've done so far and where we're at as a group.
Last question, Matt George.
Luke, Houston finished with 13 assists tonight. In past wins for you guys, that number has been higher for your opponents, especially creating a lot of steals and a lot of transition opportunities to get the offense going. Was that one of the major causes, you think, to the struggles offensively in the second half?
Matt, I'm sorry, I missed the beginning of it. What was the cause?
The not forcing as many steals, as many turnovers of Houston and getting out in transition.
Oh, the 14. Yeah, for sure. In the first half, the crazy thing is in the first half, I think we forced 4 turnovers for 4 points. And that's the half we scored almost 70 points in. And then the second half, we forced 10 turnovers and we can't score the ball. So, yeah, disruption is a big key for us. It's something we're constantly talking about, the deflections. We did a nice job again on the offensive rebounds. We have 14 offensive rebounds. Like those are the things that have been helping us stay in games and have chances to win games. Again, not to come up with excuses, but Tyrese has been a big part of those deflections in that second group that's able to get after people. So we missed some of his length and anticipation out there with the deflections and stuff, but I thought we gave a good effort. We just, we had a really poor half of basketball.